Hello, beautiful. Welcome to today's video. I'm Eboni and we're gonna do a makeup tutorial today. Starting with our primer, the Nivea Aftershave Balm, we're just gonna rub that in all over the face, making sure we have a nice even layer. We're doing this after we cleanse the face and moisturized. Once our primer's all set, we're gonna use foundation. I'm using a full coverage foundation today, so we're gonna completely paint the face. For a beauty blender, I'm just using the Real Technique sponge. I love this sponge. It's a great drugstore affordable option. And as you can see, this Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation is amazing. It is so full coverage. It really masks completely any imperfections that you have with just one thin layer. So going for a full coverage look today. We are completely blanked out. Now we're gonna go in with some depth, starting with our concealer. Just putting it in all the usual places, the under eyes, along the sides of the nose, on the upper lip to highlight, and down the T-zone as well. And we're gonna chisel out the jawline today as well. Going back in with our beauty sponge, we're just gonna take the time to really press this out, keeping it relatively in the areas that we put it to start our contour. I like to really take the time to press out my foundation and my concealer. Going in with cream bronzer today, the Wet n Wild cream bronzer. Love this product. It's absolutely amazing and so easy to work with. We're gonna really contour out the face today, having a little bit of fun and creating some new shapes if you've seen my makeup tutorials before. Going in with just a small blending brush, we're really going to take our time to blend in this cream contour. I know a lot of people struggle with cream bronzers and cream contours, so it's really just about taking the time, making sure you really blend out all the product that you put on the face and not over applying product. That's a big problem that a lot of people have, is just over applying the product. So take your time, build it up in layers. Contouring out the nose today, I'm going to show you guys a little trick that I use by putting product just on the tip of the nose and then really going along this nose bridge and into the brow to connect with that eye contour that we did. It's really flattering, it's really easy to do. I recommend you try it if you're new to contouring. So far, base is looking great. We're gonna go in now and set it. So instead of baking, I'm gonna show you guys what I've been doing lately, using this Annabelle Perfect Matte Powder and a very small eyeshadow blending brush. We're just going to apply a small amount of this under the eyes to really set in where we crease the most. So taking time to really apply this powder very lightly, but also blending it, really being gentle with this around the nose. Then we go in with a bigger fluffy brush and just lightly applying a very, very light layer of this, very, very sheer in the T-zone, so around the mouth, the nose, and the forehead. Just giving it a little touch test to make sure that it's all set, and that's it. That's how we set our base. To further set the contour though, we're gonna use the powdered bronzer to do this. So instead of applying more translucent powder, we're gonna use this powder now to set where we've bronzed. Just using a big fluffy brush and really making sure that we pounce this on instead of blending or dragging at all. Really cutting out and defining that skull. Think skull. Making sure to connect it along the hairline and the jawline as well. For our highlighter today, one of my favorites, Essence, is an amazing brand from the drugstore. Super affordable. Just going to highlight all the usual places, really taking the time to blend this product in and not just let it sit on the top of the skin. That makes a huge difference. For blush today, we're going to use this palette from Catrice. I absolutely love this palette for a more sun-kissed look. We're going to take this blush up a little bit into the temples. Add it to the nose as well, just to give a cute little button nose effect. Now where we contoured in the eyes, we're going to add the blush there as well. And today we're going to use a blush topper, which is a blush and a highlight mix. This one from Milani is Luminoso, and it is a classic favorite. Just applying it between the highlight and the blush that we just applied. And again, bringing it into those temple eye sockets. I love the way this looks. It gives you such a healthy, youthful glow. It's a really, really fun application process. Even in the winter time, I love this glowy skin. Always a good time for California in a box. For an eyeshadow palette today, we're going to use this Wet n Wild one. Amazing quality eyeshadows, absolutely phenomenal. Because we didn't set the eyelids, we're just going to start out with this bone colored shadow and lightly set the eyelids before we go in with our contour or transition shades. I do highly recommend these Wet n Wild palettes. They are more of a pro formula though, so you're going to see right when we apply it, it's very pigmented. It is very sticky. Don't be afraid of that though. You know, get to know your techniques and your skills when it comes to blending out eyeshadows. It's just makeup. It washes right off. There really is no wrong move here. If you put something on and you hate it, at least you know what you hate. And just get to know your shapes, you know. So we're applying this in the outer corner in sort of that V shape and just bringing it along the crease as well for a nice soft, warm look that's also very, very contoured. So again, with these high quality pro-like shadows, you can use a very small amount of them and get some big impact. So going into this nice chocolatey brown shade, we're going to chisel out the lower lash line first and just create a little tiny flick at the end. Using this other more neutral transition shade, we're going to blend that line out. Taking this ever so slightly up and around and into the crease as well. Just to get a nice clean blend. Going back into that dark chocolatey brown shade, picking it up with a smaller blending brush, we're going to add that into the crease to create even more depth. Again, these shadows are a little bit sticky, so just take your time when it comes to blending. Don't panic. Don't panic. Just keep blending. You can always go back to the medium tone shade if you need to blend it out just a little bit more. Or if you're having trouble with sticking in any places. I'm not too worried about a perfect blend today. I want a high impact look with very little effort. So this is a great way to do it, especially if you wear falsies. Falsies typically hide a lot of it, but you want it to be blended enough that when you look down and people see the entire, eyeshadow lid, the eyeshadow on your lid, that everything looks clean and blended. So take your time. Just amping up that highlight a tiny bit as we do the inner corner. We're going to leave the eye matte right where it is. For mascara today, a classic favorite, Maybelline Lash Sensational. I will let these lashes speak for themselves. I always look down into my mirror when I put I love the stutter. I always look down into my mirror when I put my mascara on just to really get to the root of the lashes and pull the length up. For brows today, keeping it real simple with just a little bit of brow gel, pretty much brushing those hairs straight up and then towards the tail. Very simple, very easy. Again, love this Essence product. It's so low maintenance and so easy to use. Brows in minutes. Playing around with some lipstick options today. Going in with this liner from, I believe, Milani, but it will be listed in the video. Links to everything will be down below if you're interested in purchasing for yourself. What a day to do a voiceover. So just lining the lips like I usually do, giving it a nice thick lip line so that none of my lipstick bleeds, and then adding a contour line in the middle. I love this warm sort of red tone shade, absolutely gorgeous, creating just a little bit of a contour with this MAC Bullet lipstick right in the center, and then we're going to blend it out with our finger just to give a little bit of depth to that lip. And that's it. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really hope that you enjoyed today's makeup tutorial. There will be many, many more coming, so make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content from myself. I'm EboniLilliana, also known as Ebinotti. You can check me out on Instagram and TikTok as well for more content. Be sure to check out those links down below, and I'll see you on the next one.